It's your girl Chris coming back with a another video, and I really wanted to get into the whole passion, purpose, finding yourself talk. Um, I feel like it's a necessary conversation, and I'm really into emotional wellness, self care, all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of like you kind of have to do the work in order to really fully experience those things. So, I just wanted to like really just shed some light or share my views on those three things. So when it really, 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 well, first of all, let me say, I was like inspired to have this whole topic or to talk about this from like reading a lot of online posts. So a lot of people are, always posting like, oh, I'm still finding myself, or I'm not perfect. I still need to find myself, right? And I'm just like, but where you at? Like, where you at? What you mean you need to find yourself? Like, I don't believe that we have to find ourselves. I believe that we just need to accept who we are. So finding yourself implies that you're lost, and you're not lost. You may wonder, you may, get like, and then that's the other thing. Like a lot of times we say finding ourselves, and we're really making it be something bigger than what it is. Like just because you don't know what you want to do with yourself career wise, or just because you don't know really what you want out of this life here on earth, that doesn't mean that you need to find yourself. That doesn't mean that you don't know, that you don't have the keys inside of you, because that's you do. You are literally born with everything you need. You're born as yourself. So how is it that you separate from yourself and then you go on a search trying to find who you already are? It doesn't really make sense when you think about it. And I'm not trying to offend anyone, so if you're offended, don't take it that way. Like, take your emotions out of it and just think for a second. If you're that person who's always saying, I need to find myself, I need to spend some time alone, you do need to spend time alone. But it's not to find yourself, it's to accept who you already are. It's to make changes or to make standards so that you are not in that space again, because a lot of times we don't have standards because we don't know what we want, and we don't spend time with ourselves, by ourselves, so we can't even figure that out. And it's not that you're indecisive or anything like that, we just change. And I think if we accept that part, like the fact that we change every day, if you change your panties or your drawers every day, you can change your mind every day too. It's nothing wrong with that. But people make you feel like something is wrong with that, so then you feel lost. You feel like you don't know who you are. You know who you are. You just like to change, and that's okay. And I'm completely like speaking from a place of experience. Like for a long, long time, I was not okay with changing because people made me feel like something was wrong with me because I changed my mind. And really, it's not something wrong with me, and it's not something wrong with them either. But you have to do what's best for you. Now, that does not mean go out here and just be reckless and just, endanger the whole human species. Like, no. Be gentle, be kind, be love, and be light. But don't try to force yourself into someone else's box or someone else's idea of what life or career or education or money. Don't try to force yourself to be in somebody else's box. That's why we feel unhappy. That's why we feel that way. So when you next time you begin to say, I need to find myself, think about it. You're already there. You are not lost. You are right there. Look at yourself in the mirror. Is somebody looking back at you? Then you're not lost. And I think that when it comes down to purpose, like we always say, we want to find our purpose. And I think, this is just me, but the gag is you're never going to find your purpose. I think your purpose finds you. I think your purpose reveals itself to you through action, through just living your life. Your purpose will reveal itself to you. But if you spend so much time trying to purposely and intentionally find your purpose, you miss it. Because you're not in the moment. You're not living. You're so busy thinking. And you're thinking about something that's probably right there already. So purpose, I think, is like, it's like a trend. Everybody's like, oh, if you want to find your purpose, hire this coach. I'm gonna help you define your purpose, or find your purpose and live it out to the fullest. Like, can't nobody help you do that. You have to do your own work. Speaking again from experience, you know, I don't care. Don't pay nobody to help you find something that's already there. Passion, I think, is not something you have to find either. I'll take that back. I think that passion is kind of like just figuring out, just doing things and figuring out what you like. You know, it's just like throwing a whole bunch of stuff up in the air and see what sticks. That's, to me, passion. You do something, try it out. If you like it, and you like it enough that you just can't, go without it. You'll do it for free, or, do it for pay or whatever. That's a passion. And the thing about passion too is, like, you can have more than one. There's no such thing. There's no thing as just having a passion. You don't have to have a passion. You can have a passion, because everybody's not multi-passionate. But you do not have to, like, dumb yourself down to just have a passion. If you have more than one, then that's a-okay. That is completely fine. And if you do have 3, 4, or 5, they don't have to be relatable. A lot of times people always say, all of your stuff should be under one umbrella. If you doing, if you play golf over here professionally, then you pick up piano, then you pick up professional boxing. Those things have nothing to do with each other. Like, why are you doing that? Well, you're just multi-passionate, and you like all of those things. Like, that's okay. Please don't let nobody try to tell you what you can and cannot do. And a lot of times people give this unsolicited advice, and you take that advice even when you don't pay for it. Like, my motto is, if I don't pay you for your advice, I'm not taking it, because I didn't ask you for that. I didn't pay you for that. Now, you can say some things, and a lot, social media is just like so overwhelming. We get advice all day long, and whether it's in the form of a video or a mantra or a quote or a course, a class, it's so much out there that's just given to us, and we didn't even ask for all of that. But that's the thing. If you didn't ask for it, you don't have to consider it. And if you do listen to it, you don't have to apply it to your life. Find out what works for you and let it work. That's how I feel, honestly. Now, again, this is just my personal opinion, and this is from my experience, but let this serve as your sign. If you're feeling some type of way about your life right now, and these things, the purpose and finding yourself thing is like bugging you, chill. It's okay. Live your life, because at the end of the day, if you die tomorrow, did you live? Or did you live trying to find your purpose? Because then you really didn't live. You didn't enjoy your life. So don't focus so much on the extra. That's so extra. And I'm saying this because, like, for so long, I just let other people, all these people who were super, super successful, right? Like, no name dropping, but I see people who are so successful, and you want success for yourself. Even if you've defined your own success in your own field, you still want to have that kind of success in your field or in your life. So it's like, whatever this person says turns to law. It becomes law. So it's like, oh, if she says I can't sleep, then I can't sleep. Or if she says that when in her 20s, she was waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, didn't come back home to 3 o'clock in the morning, they had to be back at her job at 5 again, or had to be at her internship, or she interned for free. Well, times are different. You don't have to intern to make stuff happen. You don't have to co-sign to somebody else's beliefs or somebody else's system or what worked for them for you to get it. It's people out here that have made $1 million within 3 years just off of Instagram alone. Now, does that mean that should be what you should aspire to do? No. Do what works for you. You may need an intern, but just because Susie said you need an intern, or because Keisha made $1 million in 3 years off of Instagram, neither one of those may be your truth. And the thing about passion and gifts and stuff like that, it's like, you were given those for a reason. Your creator gave you these things for a reason. And we attach worldly value to it. Like, oh, I want to be famous. I want to be known for this. We all want to be known for something. But you may never be that. So just because you never get that platform, everybody doesn't know you, you don't reach that level of success by the time you want to reach that level of success, does that mean you hoard your gift? You don't let the world or let the one person experience your gift that has the potential to be somebody? You may not be somebody, but you may be the one who pushes the next person to be somebody. So another example, and I'm just off the dome right now. If you have a child, let's just say you have a child when you were 16, right? And you wanted to be the next Rihanna, whatever. I don't know who aspires to be Rihanna, but that's what came to mind. You want to be the next Rihanna. But you had a baby at 16, and your mama and your daddy was like, listen, this your baby, you got to take care of it. So you had to stop everything to focus on school, work, and being a mother, right? And so by the time you became, 25, 26, your child is older now and all that kind of stuff, and you still not Rihanna. You still haven't made it. And you have a voice of an angel, right? You could sing, you could dance, you the bomb girl. And you get older and you have the potential to be that, but you still haven't landed that opportunity. But you have this baby that you were given when you was 16, and you sang to your baby, sang your baby to sleep, sang your baby, to keep the baby from crying. Your baby loved your voice. That was you and the baby's connection. You gonna stop singing to that baby because you didn't become the next Rihanna? Like, it may not be about you, and that's the thing too. Our gifts and our passions and our purpose, they have nothing to do with us. Nothing. It is not about you. Somebody had to tell me that what we have to give to this world has nothing to do with us. It's a job. It's an assignment. That's why there's work that you have to do with it. No matter if you love it or not, it's still going to feel like work once you really get into it, because it's work. It's a job. It's something that you were placed on this earth to do. So back to my example, though. If you have a baby at 16, you want it to be the next Rihanna. You get to the point where you can actually be the next Rihanna, but it's still not working out for you. But you got this child that you've been singing to, and now the child is, I'm just going to throw, I don't know, I wasn't doing the numbers, but now the child is 7, 8 years old or something like that. And then the child grows up to be, the next, I don't know, the first female president of the world, and she remembers how you used to sing to her. Like, you may just be putting something into the next. You're feeding somebody else. You're putting something into their child that they're gonna remember for a lifetime, that they're gonna love you for. You didn't make it to be Rihanna, but she may be able to put you on when she get there or something. I don't know, but it's always something deeper than just you. And we focus so much on ourselves, and there's nothing wrong with being selfish. I am an advocate for being selfish, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. So I'm all for being selfish in order to be selfless. But you have to think outside of yourself. It's not about you. It's not.